as in your project being in production, and then you have to add to that system. Well, if the system if the system in production is working, and then all of a sudden uh, that could potentially break the working system. So that when you send that update or that new system into production, it could again it could break, you know. But basically, you know, we want to reduce the the possibility for errors, and one way of doing that is by having each class as essentially its own system. This way, we keep code. Uh, this way, we can create features, create systems which you know have which doesn't break the existing system, if you get what I'm saying. And the whole problem with a switch statement or a chain of ifs like this is that when you go in and you change the code, you could potentially break the system. We want to reduce that. So that's why switch statements and if statements are considered bad.
Yeah.
Another reason why this is considered bad is because it's comparing a lot of ints, right? It's comparing the current health, which is fine. But see, here's the thing. Within programming, there's also something called primitive obsession, which, as the name suggests, is obsessing with primitive output. So by health being a float or an int, that's a primitive output. What we want to do is we want to move away from primitive obsession and rely on complex objects. The reason why that's the case, because when you rely on an object or a complex object, you have more room to introduce polymorphism, which again, you know, is you know updating, you know, the context of an object, you know, substituting the object, you know. Basically, we want to rely less on primitive data types and more on objects, because objects give us that power that comes in the form of polymorphism. Hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah, and I think also switch statements wouldn't work in this one specifically because we have not equality comparison in all cases. We have one case which is less equals comparison, and having this kind of comparison is only supported in C# 8, which Unity does not support. So switch statement is not an option in this case. Range is not in C# under 7, under 8, so that's not in Unity. Okay, so we have now something that clarifies an intention that we gradually move through stages in the state machine, and probably you would call the state machine boss's state machine. So what do we need in here? We have a boss, we have a transform. I'll probably simply pass the whole mono behavior, boss1 AI, to this state machine. So I'm passing it so that we remain on the same page as before, so that we can refer to all the old stuff that we had before. And we now say private. And this is of course read-only. Private, also read-only. Boss1 AI, boss underscore. Underscore boss is boss. Okay, So now we are on the same page. Okay.
I think I'll leave you guys now, and then I'll check out the lab later.
Mm-hmm.
What you guys want.
Fair enough.
Thanks a lot for doing this, and I hope somebody can take a look at the code.
No problem. Also, I got a remark that we cannot hear you, Josh, from the stream, but this is my problem, I think. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, that it's not capturing Discord. I think I was on a stream today with Julian and we could hear his voice, unfortunately. But I don't know why we cannot hear your voice. But this is not your problem, this is my problem, so I'll look into this later. I don't think so, at least that's what the viewer said, and if I listened to it myself, I couldn't hear it as well. So it sucks, but I'll try to fix this tomorrow. Not much viewership, so not much lost. The whole point is that we are helping the guy, and we did manage, I think, to help him, so that's what matters. Okay, so what do you think? What should we do next? He has it. He has that.
It's not an actual. It's not a proper pool system. It's Holden, but basically, what I was going to sort of touch on is oh, actually, it is.
It is, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah. He is.
But then another thing that he could do is to set the game object to inactive and remove the collider. Now this does the same thing, but it doesn't invoke the garbage collector, so it's a little bit more efficient. It's essentially doing the same thing, but then if the project had a scale, it's not something that it starts having everything. If you call instantiate and destroy too many times, it can be quite expensive. So I mean, what I tend to do is when I need to destroy something, I will just hide it and remove the collider. That essentially does the same thing.
Doesn't it still allocate stuff? Like if you just hide stuff, eventually you'll have a lot of memory taken, lots of RAM, and especially if this is the case for mobile games. So isn't it a problem? No.
No, the reason being is because Unity has built-in on-enable and on-disable methods as well, as to which you can put code into.
Right. So instead, disable a collider and hide the object. The whole object? Disable whole object. Okay.
It does mean maintaining the values to whatever glide it is it's supposed to be. Again,
Yeah. Okay. And set time between shots. I'm not sure actually what will I do after this. Like, how do we tackle this? Definitely not polymorphism. Definitely not dictionary or anything else, not the switch statement.
I mean, personally, I would just have. Yeah, I mean. So, what is this time between shots? I'm assuming is that this is kind of like a cool down sort of. Debate. What I don't understand is if that's like.
Doesn't look like it. Like, there is no pattern between the three values.
I think what he's trying to achieve is as each stage progresses, the boss shoots faster. Maybe I'm not sure because he's got
Y-
that
y-
time between shots set to 3.
Yeah, like it increases in difficulty, basically. But inconsistently so. Like, basically, actually, this is also not needed. Like, you could just remove one of those and it would mean the same. Because both of them do the same thing. So it could be just this one. Actually, just this one. Yeah.
Yeah, is that cooldown between shots in the boss script. I would probably have as a method, and then just call that as the value. But then.
Yeah, I also thought about that. So you would just yeah.
The problem here is that you're playing with magic numbers. What you could do is have like it's like a shot cooldown variable, and each stage that could get faster. So I mean, you could just do like minus minus and make it lower, or something like that.
So what you're trying to say is like you would have a sequence of like shot uh, um, cooldowns, and you would have a method called intensify or like de-intensify. So basically, if I'm switching between states, kind of, yeah.
I'll try and make it kind of plot a calculation as to where I can tweak it. And it'll either get faster or shorter depending on the stage. But
Yeah,
what I wouldn't do is just decide a random value like this, because it can be changed, and
actually, okay, yeah.
it's not very extensible. It's not very modifiable. Again, if you wanted to change the length between shots, you'd have to come in and again you'd have to play with some magic numbers.
Yeah.
It's just not ideal. I think I'll definitely have like a method with like some sort of intensity.
sequence of intensities. Set shooting intensity. So we basically delegate one responsibility, which is shooting in the intensity based on a stage. How does that change? So we split one thing. Okay, it makes sense. So basically we say int stage. So if stage is under our stages, what was it? Stages length. And stage is more than 0, equals 0. Wait, so if it's more or less, then we probably throw an exception because it's not supported. And in other cases, why is this underlying private void? I don't know, whatever. In a method, yeah. Okay. And in other cases, now we can simplify this by extracting the responsibilities. So we would have just this. So, and no, we cannot, okay. Also, it looks a bit suspicious. Why is it less equal and here equals? I think it should always be less equal. Because, so, okay, it's less equal on this one. Or, not sure now anymore. Because my concern is what about the gap between the two stages, the gap between stage 4 and stage 2. So we have this. So what happens when it's 5 or 4? And based on this, nothing happens. Yeah. And you probably want it to switch to the next state when it is like 4, you want it to be here or something. Mm-hmm. I think inheritance and polymorphism would be over-engineering in this case, because I don't see much benefit of that much micro classes. Though I do see benefit when you just... This is quite trivial like now. So basically what we're doing, we have a stage, it's more like health. Wait, let me think. Yeah, stage... current health. So we pass health, not stage. So we don't even need switch on stage. We pass health, current health. So we set this based on that. Okay, awesome. So what does this change state do? It sets shooting intensity based on health. And now we can eliminate all those. And so what does this do logically? It actually just does one thing. Why is this repeated? Because this to me. So does this mean that it just starts shooting? So it shoots every 5 seconds, I guess. But now it does that twice. So it shoots twice every 5 seconds, right?
Yeah, I would maybe just like the invoke repeating. But essentially, the invoke repeating is calling the method a certain number of times. Whereas invoke just calls it the once. Invoke repeating, the first parameter
Yeah.
is the string that the second parameter is how many times the method is called. And I think the third parameter I will just create a
Well, for now, let's do it like this, and this is fire. I don't know how. When I was just starting Unity, I was always doing coroutines. I don't know, I just call it how I understand it. I think it just fires 3 times. Fire 3 times. Times. Actually, just pass those. Fire times and float interval. I'm not. Oh, a loop. Instead of invoke repeating, a loop. I'll put this to do because I don't know where fire method comes from. Actually, where does it come from? Here. So we actually, okay. But I don't know how interval works. How do we delay? You would need coroutine. Okay, fire, start firing free.
Right, okay, so the second parameter, the first parameter is the method you want to call.
Yes.
The parameter is when you want it to start, like
Delay.
yeah,
Okay. Oh, so this is the interval and this is the duration. Okay. Okay, so this is the delay. Still, the only way I see it as a coroutine, but I don't know Unity that well. But you need a delay. Yes. Yeah.
I don't know, it's a bit goofy either way you look at it, but I mean, it's
Yeah. So fire. Fire. Set fire rate. Actually, no. Start shooting, I think is a good thing. Start shooting. Set shoot. Cannot set shooting rate also. It's also not start shooting because it changes sometimes. Oh, okay.
So instead of having a fire, if you think about it, a boss could do anything. I mean, in this case, fire.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't focus on the fire. Do like
Anger boss, something like that. Sounds like it.
yeah, I was gonna suggest something more along the lines like face, whatever, so, or face, enter face, which means, and then you just have the boss firing at a constant rate. So instead of it's focusing on the transport, you just say boss, if the health is say 10, enter phase,
Interface. It's a bit ambiguous to me.
no, enter phase.
Oh. And you mean constant, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so we anger boss. So what do we have now? By health, and the last thing that we have is if health is this, so basically we say if is dead, and we actually don't need a face for that, so is dead, we kill it. Okay, this is quite good now. Okay, nice. Yeah, this looks like something now. Okay, so if boss is dead, we kill it. That's pretty good to me. Like, that's quite clear. Why is it underlined? Oh, right. Semicolon. Yeah, this is way better now. So we split it to 3 responsibilities, which is setting shots, how intense the shots are, how many shots are done per phase, or just entering a phase itself, and killing the boss when he's dead. So we can see those 3 distinct things that happen when you change the state. Very cool.
And this way, then the phase
Yeah. 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 Wow, this was really cool. I like this refactoring. Highlight.
there's a lot to delve into.
Yeah.
But hopefully, for the people watching,
Okay, so it's time to just commit this. Refact code review, commit, push, and make a PR. So I go to my repositories and let's make a PR. Okay. Yeah, it's all there. Create pull request, code reviewed. He knows what I did. Create pull request. Cool, really good. I'm also happy. I wasn't expecting actually that we could pull that off. I would have been happy with if else, but just dividing it into smaller context just makes it more simple, because this is just 3 ifs, which is already reasonable. Yeah, the way I teach things, just I try to always put real world analogies, because it should make sense, and we think in concepts, so make it natural. Design those concepts in your code. Yeah, because sometimes even something such as a concept might not be so obvious. It might be intuitive when you actually understand it. It might make a lot of sense, but it might not be obvious when you just do it. Yeah. I actually wrote, well, it's a work in progress. I didn't have time today, but hopefully I can finish tomorrow. I wrote a mini book on OP. It's like basically teaching OP, the 4 pillars, through implementing a single system. And the system was basically a garage which can move cars from one garage to another by assigning different drivers to different cars. Not just cars, vehicles in general. Like you can move ships, planes, and stuff, and different vehicles, different drivers and stuff. So I wrote about everything step by step, justifying every step I make, and trying to put just modeling real world relation, real world concepts in the code. Yeah. Yes, it's not always convenient, of course. Right, so Oh, I need to figure out why sound isn't working. Let me. Hello. Let me try to Google it fast. How's it going? Are you from UK, by the way? How is life in there in terms of Corona?
It's changed a bit. I've not been going outdoors much.
It's just been like, especially with the campfires.
The private buyers, no, not private buyers. The panic buyers. There's lots of stockpilers for some reason. Not sure why.
I think it's like that. It's just such a huge thing. It's quite literally taking the world by I think, I mean, at least here in the UK, and I think in other parts of the world as well, like colleges and universities are struggling for a lot of them this time to go because, when, at least here in the UK, all the pubs, clubs, theatres, cinemas, are all shut as well. Like, it's really anywhere public, they're just pretty much forcing people to self-isolate. The only thing really available or open are the shops and supermarkets. Apart from that, everything else is closing. It's really it's not very good.
Yeah.
Not a very good situation.
Okay, I'll end the stream so we can continue talking.